right. We all do ours. Okay. Wait, where you think you're going? What about the others? Those are yours too.
No, the last 3 houses I lived in had dishwashers. I'm not doing the dishes. I don't do that.
You do not live here. This is my kitchen. If you can't follow the rules, out.
Why are you talking to me like a little kid? Hey, Lexi!
Don't you disrespect your mother-in-law.
Your mom's starting shit with me. Can you please inform her I'm not a dick?
Why would I lie to my mother?
Oh, you too.
Speaking of Anora, this actually brings us on to my film for this week, which is Red Rocket, directed by Sean Baker, which I think is just, criminally underappreciated. I mean, film fans know it, but not enough people do. And I feel like since Anora, more people are discovering it. And yeah, I mean, you've seen Red Rocket. I think it's fantastic.
It's great. It's brilliant.
Yeah, similar subject, about also exploring the sex industry, but this time through the lens of a porn star played by Simon Rex. And I just think it's fantastic.
He's such an arsehole in the
film
man.
As well.
He's such a dick, his character.
Yeah.
And he plays it so well.
Yeah.
And I just love how I think Simon Rex is brilliant in it, and it was so random to see him. We've also seen him in Blink Twice as well, which I thought he was great in. I think he's just so effortlessly funny.
I mean, Scary Movie 3, that's where we first saw him.
That's when I last saw him. I haven't seen him in anything else.
And it just seems like now Hollywood is realizing what to do with him. Like, if you need him to play if you need an endearing asshole, just get Simon Rex to play him.
He's so believable.
He's so good at that.
This effortless, charming guy who's also a complete dick. And it's funny. It was so cool to see it. It was kind of unreal to see him in this film where he was the main character, because I always noticed how good he was in Scary Movie 3.
Yeah.
He was so good in Scary Movie 3. He was so funny. And we used to talk about him, didn't we? We used to say, oh man, why isn't that guy in more films? He's just so effortlessly funny.
Because he also has such a... Sorry, Simon, if you're watching this. You have a very dickish face.
Yeah, he does.
That you use it so well.
Yeah, he does.
Like, you just see this guy and you think, what a prick. And that is also why he was a perfect choice, because that's what Sean Baker does well. He is so good at creating these characters who are on the surface such unlikable people, really shitty, but they're still so endearing. Like in Red Rocket, his character, he's an asshole. You're like, you deserve everything that's coming to you, but you don't hate him. You want to see what's going to happen.
And you're just following him on this journey where it's just he just tells all these lies and makes all these stupid mistakes. He's such a selfish dick. And yet you're kind of on board with him. You want him to be better. Yeah. You want good things for him, but also that he completely deserves every bad thing that happens to him.
And that scene towards the third act where they kick him out of the house.
Yeah.
It's like on one level you kind of feel you're like, okay, this is a bit too much, but it's like you're just you're an arsehole, man. You deserve everything that's coming to you.
And the cinematography is great.
No, shot on film, actually.
Shot on film, I thought so. Yeah, very gritty.
Which is why I think that's why it looks so beautiful. I mean, you can never go wrong with shooting on film if one has the patience for it, obviously.
Yeah, and it's
never go wrong with that.
He always he likes to. He's good at world building as well, especially in this film. Like he's good at just looking at things that wouldn't even really necessarily you'd point to in terms of beauty, but he manages to get the beauty out of it. Like he did that very similarly to the Florida project.
Yeah,
it's just in a motel, and yet you get all these beautiful shots, and it's you really feel. Like, I don't know if he must use stereo mics or something, because you feel like you can hear the ambience.
Yeah, no, it's like
you can hear the environment.
You're snooping.
Yes,
you're a fly on the wall.
He's great at that.
In real conversations. Oh no, it's so excellent. And I also find, maybe not so much of Anora, but very much of Florida Project and Red Rocket, there's something kind of mythical about his endings.
Yeah.
Because you don't really, know what's real and what isn't. He really, and he's good at that. Mm-hmm. He leaves it up to the audience's interpretation.
Mm-hmm. I thought that very interesting. The ending of Red Rocket and Florida Project.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida Project in particular, yeah. And it's funny, actually, a lot of people didn't like the ending of the Florida Project. I thought it was fantastic. I don't know what you think, but
no, I love that.
Yeah, it was
because that story was through the eyes of a child,
and I think it's really good that it kind of you've got. It's interesting that he does this kind of really matter of fact, deadpan look at the world, but also with such subtle style to it, and then he just ends it with this real, like you say, like mythical ending that is so open to interpretation. And with Red Rocket, just that last ending I just think it's so perfect. That last shot where he's just looking at her, the young girl through the door, and it's playing this amazing soundtrack. We've got to talk about soundtrack as well. It's just incredible. It's so good. Yeah. It's just such a vibe as well.
Red Rocket did it first. Sorry, Deadpool and Wolverine. They were the ones who brought NSYNC back. Yeah. Okay? So we're going to look at some reviews now. And wow, this is a strong start. So we have a 7 out of 10. This is from Mr. Stay Away from the Metropole. Bloody hell. Effective cringe. Red Rocket was mostly a psychological horror experience for me personally, since I am a porn performer of 12 years and related way too much with main character Mikey Saber. Whoa! Wild. Okay.
Since I am a porn performer at 12 years.
He had to put that in there.
Oh, okay. He related way too much.
For brief moments, I was wondering if Sean Baker had been lurking my career and was pulling details from it, but realistically, I know that's very unlikely. That aside, I am very confident that I will never be on Mikey Saber's level, so low otherwise. Mikey Saber is a fully despicable character. Very true. Yeah. This is one of those movies. There aren't really any characters that are quite likable. Each one only adds to the pile-up of utter discomfort. Yeah. To me, that's this film's primary strength. It is extremely discomforting, remains consistently throughout its rather lengthy runtime. Yeah, didn't you feel that? There's like a general unease.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
it really works because you're just watching, like it's like a ticking time bomb.
It's so engrossing.
All this guy's mistakes, are coming back to bite him in the arse.
Yeah,
and we're witnessing that happen.
You just feel completely plugged in because you've got a feeling, just the realism of the way it's represented. You know that there's going to be consequences to his actions.
Simon Rex does a great job with the character and definitely puts it in the strongest performance in the movie. Everyone else is sufficient, bloody hell, but not super memorable. Well, okay, Susanna's son is really memorable too. Completely disagree, man. I felt all this.
They all killed it.
So great. All the side characters.
They all killed it.
Even if they're there for just like one scene, they add so much to it. Mm-hmm. This movie spends a lot of time focusing on Saber's efforts in making it happen with an underage girl. Things go further than I expect, and it certainly adds to the discomfort and the cringe value of the movie, which I can only imagine is what Baker wanted to make people feel.
Yeah, maybe. Sorry to interrupt, but maybe people didn't like how cringy it was. Like, I'm a big fan of cringe. I love cringe. I'm just always down for cringe in every aspect. Yeah. Some people probably just found it really uncomfortable and hard to watch, especially with the sexual scenes. And I will say, maybe a slight critique on the film is it is very, very sexualized. I mean, he is a porn star character, to be fair, but it is very questionable sometimes when he, just how far he goes with the sex scenes with that young girl and just the morality of showing that. I mean, I don't personally give a shit because I know the kind of, I know the purpose of it, but I can understand why people would have a critique about that. But it seems like this guy, he seems to quite like the film.
Yeah. And his discomfort is just the fact that maybe he seems to think Sean Baker has written the film about him. Oh God! Should we finish that? Fine.
No, let's go to a
one. Right, let's find another. Okay, wow, this is perfect. Okay, so we have 1 out of 10. Dirt Nasty. This is from Hansusa. A nasty film about a washed-up guy doing bad stuff without really any story other than that. It's not going anywhere, and that's why it's not interesting. It doesn't have any jokes or really funny moments. Either the ambience is more dramatic, Simon Rex is playing himself, a washed-up guy doing teenagers and showing off about it. Yeah, I guess that kind of links to what we were just saying. Some people didn't enjoy how cringe it was. That is completely the idea, which... That is a valid take.
It's very it's like Marmite. You love it, other love it, or hate that.
And I guess that's the thing with a lot of indie cinema and films that choose to tackle such a taboo subject. Sex will always be a taboo subject for a lot of people, and it just depends on whether you can stomach the cringe.
Yeah, and I guess the morality that the film is trying to project onto you, it's like, is it trying to say this guy's okay making these decisions? It's like, absolutely not. This film is in no way saying this behavior is acceptable or good. Yeah. The whole purpose of it is to show, like, look, if you're going to be a scumbag like this guy,
this is what happens. What else did it say? Only difference is in the movie he doesn't do coke, and in real life he raps about porn instead of acting in it, so he fits the role well. The other actors are okay, but they don't have to do anything special. They're just talking trash the whole movie. So it seems like this guy just It's not his kind of film.
Yeah,
That's it.
I just found it boring. Just, there you go.
Speaking
another
of boring, SOS Poseidon. I was so bored watching this movie. I literally stopped it twice. I went back to it until it was finally over. Yawn. Just to emphasize that. Yawn. Boring. And the ending. Wow. Wow. The description that sex in the movie was severe is an overstatement. Good Lord. Reading the comments make it sound like an X-rated movie. It was your typical R-rated movie. However, okay, just didn't finish
so
the
that
review.
doesn't make sense. The description of sex was severe is an overstatement.
And
so
then he just doesn't finish the review. Just cuts off halfway.
However.
But yeah, I think from reading that, you definitely get the sense that, Sean Baker can be divisive for a lot of people
yeah,
in his
exactly.
films. But
Yeah.
Red Rocket, please go out and see it. if you
Yeah,
haven't.
exactly.
It is so good.
It's great. It's a great
Yeah.
movie. It's brilliant as part of his back catalogue to just go and watch it, and it's just again it's just following one character making stupid decisions. But if you're a fan of those sort of things, which it is a divisive kind of idea and concept, and which is why I think Honora was a little bit more taken in better light, because it's not so much directly terrible character. This person's terrible.
No, she's flawed.
She's
not
flawed,
a
of
perfect
course.
person. But I guess Honora, in a way, and which is why it is stronger than Red Rocket. As much as I love Red Rocket, because Honora, you actually he actually tries to understand why she's the way she is.
Yeah, there's more depth there.
Yeah, which in a way Red Rocket doesn't do, because
Yeah.
you are just watching Simon Rex being arsehole.
I do think Red
which
Rocket
is just still fantastic.
I think Red Rocket's
great.
funnier, though. I do think
Yeah.
Red Rocket's funnier.
Yeah,
I think it
because
is just a straight-up comedy.
Definitely more of an all-out comedy, because Honora, especially in the second half, hilarious, all the stuff at the house. But I guess that's more screwball humor
Yeah.
than a direct comedy.
And I'd
Whereas
say,
this is more comedic.
I think this is the thing. It's also the sort of humor that you enjoy, because I can imagine a lot of people watching Red Rocket and not finding it funny at all, because they have such just a reaction to the despicable character that they just think, wow, why is this even? Why even shown this? Like, just the morality of it. You shouldn't be promoting this kind of behavior, but. That's the whole point, man. We need flawed characters in our films.
Yeah.
We need flawed characters in our films. It's so important that we have flawed characters.
We need dickheads in cinema. Basically.
Exactly.